to my channel. I'm Lihle and this is Wednesday Chats with me. I wanted to do a continuation video, which is like probably the last segment on the judging a book by its cover thing, because last week I did part 1 and today I'm introducing to you part 2. One of the things I want you to gather from this is today I have a spiritual direction from it. It's not just my opinions or experiences from book reading, because I have great experiences. For example, this new Bible, it's not a new Bible, I got it for my 16th birthday. Which was like so many years ago. Okay, that is not the point, but I liked it because it was purple, it was so small and compact, and it was like actually cute, and it still kind of is, though. That's how I judged which Bible it was I would buy. I'll probably not get a black Bible or brown Bible. I think that's boring. I think, okay, that's my view. I just wanted to, like, the visual illustration of how Hawaii covers are important, but they're not the only criteria or criterion or whatever English is that we use to look at things. So today I want to share a scripture. It's just one single scripture verse, let me just say verse, about this whole book judging thing, because the very essential part of why we actually use the phrase judging a book by its cover in the first place is to illustrate how we use it to judge people and our perceptions. And scripture is, I don't know, let's just find out what scripture's side is at. In the book of 1 Samuel 16 verse 7, the scripture says, "But the Lord said to Samuel, look not on his appearance or at the height of his stature, for I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees, for man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." So what scripture here makes us note or gives us a note of is that we men, not women as in Bafati, not women, but we people tend to look at people, people, yes, from the outer appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. There's so many things that lead to what books look like. I know that when we go for job interviews or so many things that require us to look the part. At events, we're taught to know you need to look this particular way. There's so many things that lead books or people to look a particular way, because one, they cannot afford to look the part. So they cannot afford to be a purple Bible that's so pretty, so all they settle for is to be a black Bible, so you buy it because you afford a black Bible, whatever. Or they cannot afford to be that very well appeared. It's like when we look at this particular scripture, we find that in 1 Samuel, this was when Prophet Samuel came to anoint the king of Israel, which was David. At this time, David did not qualify in terms of how he looked, because he was not able to look the part, because he never stayed home. Like, he wasn't in an army, he wasn't one of those brothers. He was the brother who tended to the sheep, because he was the younger brother. And he was anointed, but anointed because of his heart, not his appearance. Because if we was to always be checked based on how we appeared, I don't think many of us would be far ahead in life. So looks don't really matter that much. They shouldn't matter that much. That is what I'm trying to say. So that's one of the things that you need to note about what I'm talking about today. And the scriptural direction says God does not look at the outward appearance. He does not judge like we judge. He doesn't look at the hottest chick. He doesn't look at the the buzz or something like that. But he looks at the heart, because our heart is who we really are. I once did the Valentine's thing about ogres and Prince Charming, how the Shrek character appeals to me to be what is more likely what we want, because he cares so much. And the Prince Charming character really just cares about his bouncy hair and having serial affairs. But the point generally is for today is to be mindful of how we use, or what criteria or standards we use to judge the people around us, to judging their influence, what they can give to us, what we can get out of the relationship that we have with them, whether they're friends, acquaintances, people, frenemies, whatever relationship, that you be able to judge it based on how people's hearts are. And the characteristics of people's hearts are what we can see. I'm going to share a couple of verses or scripture that talks about that aspect of our lives, and how we can get to check that against what people show themselves or reveal themselves to be. Because first of all, we know from scripture that the enemy masquerades as an angel of light, so people can be anything really, or your appearance shouldn't count that much. So as we are reading books, literal and metaphorically or figuratively, let us consider these aspects that I've shared, combining my experience that I shared with you last week and combining what I'm sharing with you now from a scriptural view this time around. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you feel like it wasn't sufficient enough to sharing all the aspects, you can leave your comments, like, share, subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe, and next week we'll come back with more on Wednesday chats at Lihle. I hope that you guys have a lovely rest of the week. Bye.